In this lesson, we are going to add some text to our project. To add text to a project, go to your menu on the upper right and click on the letter T. Then click the plus sign and just start typing. And you can take this text box and you can center it. You can do whatever you like with it. You can change the font. You can change the point size. You can change the color. You can change the backdrop. For example, I can change the backdrop to red and make all your usual adjustments right here. And that is adding text. If you drag your playhead over the slide, you can see it's just blank. So you can actually just use that text to create a slide. If you don't want to use Keynote or Google Slides or PowerPoint, you could just type directly and you'll get a slide right here on ScreenFlow. You can click on it and then drag and drop it if you want the duration longer. So if I only want the slide to show up for 2 seconds or 14 seconds or 31 seconds, I can make the slide appear as long as I want. And then of course I can create a voiceover and insert it into the project, so I'll have a voice to go with the slide or music to go with the slide or anything else that I'd like. So this is how to kind of create your own slides without having to use slide creation software. Suppose I don't want to use the text to make a whole slide. I just want text to briefly appear over another clip. That's easy to do. I'm going to take my playhead and bring it over our grasshopper clip. And suppose I wanted text to briefly appear. I would simply click on the T and then the plus sign and then enter my text. I can take this text and move it anywhere in the slide that I want. I can make the usual edits to the font, the point size, the alignment, the color of the text. This backdrop is useful. I often change the backdrop color to red if I'm just using the text to point out something I want my audience to see. And you can see right here down at the timeline, it inserts the text in its own track. I can move this text easily just by clicking and dragging it to the left or the right. This will move it earlier in the timeline or later in the timeline. I can also increase or decrease the length that the text will appear by going to the edge and dragging it and dropping it. So I can make it appear for just half a second, or I can make it appear for a minute or 10 minutes, however long I want that text to appear. And that is adding some basic text. So let's just take a quick look at it.
Living group of chewing herbivorous insects dating back to the early Triassic period around 250 million years ago.
And that is adding basic text. Lastly, if you want to get a little fancy, you can add build-in and build-out animations to the text. I'm not going to go through every single one, but I'll just click on this box that says build-in and select an animation. So I'm going to use typewriter to build in, and then for build out, I'm going to choose break apart. So just to get you, to let you see what this looks like, I'm going to play it again.
Chewing herbivorous insects dating back to the early Triassic period around 250 million years ago.
And that is basic animations. So you can just test them out yourself and see if there's any that you want to use. And that is adding text.